Welcome back to another episode of I Got Big Bowls. Pause.
I got big bowls. Hey, 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 hey. I got big bowls. Hey, 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 hey. I got big bowls. Hold up one time, do it. Hold up one time, big bowls. Hold up one time, do it. Hold up one time.
Once again, it's on. It's your boy E1 Don signing on. Salute. That's E number one DON on all social media. Just add a salute if you're rocking on Twitter or Clubhouse. And you know, we back. We got Big Balls Pause on all social media. Also, make sure you're following that. Like, share, subscribe. You know how they say, how they do. If you guys are liking the content, if you guys want to see us eating something different, you know, cereal based, of course.
For real.
Make sure you leave that in the comments. Straight up.
You ain't telling me what I'm eating.
The show is brought to you by CrunchTimeMedia.net for all your photo, video, and merchandise needs. We got the cereal connoisseur, the cereal entrepreneur. We got the hoodies, the t-shirts. You know what I mean? I might even put the skull cap. This is a little exclusive, bro. I might put that on the website.
Okay, I see how y'all coming.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
101s.
101. You know, we might have little candles coming soon or something. You never know what we might do.
Really smell like Fruit Loops.
Oh, this is a candle.
Yeah.
Check that out. What does it smell like? What does it smell like? What does it smell like? What does it smell like?
Yo, he thought that we was
That's
just
Fruit Loops.
wasting cereal away.
We didn't pay him to say that. It smell like Fruit Loops.
Right.
Oh, this lit.
So make sure you guys check it back to the website. We're live Hip Hop Daily. Make sure you guys download the app, go to the website. A lot of great programming. This is one of them. We got Big Bowls Pause. We got more cereal, we got more guests, and we got more bowls. Pause. Got my co-host in the building, Danny Digital.
What's going on? It's your boy Danny Digital. Follow me on all social platforms at Danny Digital, DANNYDIGITALL. Check out some of my photography and video. I'm gonna be posting up there for you guys. Watch them stories.
Yeah, we got special guests in the building.
Me, I'm special.
Love.
Special guest.
Hey!
Run down your social media right quick.
I'm on everything at Nick Love ATL, NICKLOVE-ATL.
And that's a fact, Jack.
Yeah.
And that's a straight up fact. We're gonna get into what he got going on, and as always, we're gonna get into some cereals. Good old fashioned cereal. Yeah, man, Nick Love was here, man. Nick Love was here from the beginning, man.
Early. I'm a Big Bowls alumni.
We was in the box studio last time we did it. We was in there shoulder to shoulder like this in that video.
I remember.
Early.
Y'all come a long way.
Yes.
Wow.
I think he came back again, though. He came back for our
Anniversary thing.
Did,
Yeah,
like,
anniversary.
100th episode.
That
Days
was over
Arts,
there,
Metropolitan.
Yeah. See, I've been there a couple times,
Been
man.
around.
Check
man.
the footage.
Alumni.
It's out
It took a lot of cereal to get here.
Early.
A lot of bowls of cereal to
They
get
kept
here,
saying,
man.
what you gonna do when you run out of cereal? I'm like, how?
Get more cereal.
Get more
Man,
cereal.
It ain't happening, man. So tell us, man, what you been up to, man. I see you, man, you just at the, the Jeezy Bowl thing last night.
Yeah, Jeezy
Like,
concert. Jeezy concert was last night at the orchestra. That was
y'all
dope.
was dressed up. Y'all was,
Yeah, we put clothes on last night. A little bow tie action, little velvet, little crushed velvet jacket, something light, everybody's like, oh, you look nice. I'm like, I'm just so.
This look like I've been waiting to put this on.
Right.
I just threw something on. It was clean,
Right.
whatever. It was cool, man.
You, many people may know, some may not know, but you was with Jeezy in his early stages and helped build, and help push Jeezy in them early days. To kind of like, sit back and watch that last night. I mean, do you even feel a little honored to see like, something that you helped build got this big?
Yeah, you know what? It was sentimental. I mean, it's always sentimental with him. He wasn't my introduction to the music business, but he was the thing that I think most people associate me with. He was the thing that introduced me to, I guess on a national scale. Because before I was with Jeezy, I started with DTP. I was with Luda, but that was mostly here in Atlanta. Then I kind of spread my wings like Macon and Savannah and Augusta. I was moving around, but Jeezy was the thing and the entity that took me everywhere. Jeezy was the one that was the first time I went to Vegas, first time I went to LA, first time I went to, a lot of my first trips anywhere outside of Atlanta and to my grandmama house, was because of Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? And because of CTE and Kinky B and Coach K and everybody, so it was real cool. So, you know what I'm saying, to see him at the orchestra, and I had been telling him personally for years, like, I'm waiting for him to do his version of, I guess, like 444. Right. But I've said that same thing to Tip as well. Like, y'all are Jay, more or less. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Atlanta, born and raised here, y'all are that for us. And as we've gotten older and evolved, and now that we were 20-year-old kids that was running around, getting into fights and shootouts and craziness, as TM101 and Trap or Die was out, we are now adults with kids and
music has evolved.
Marriages and divorces and life, and life has happened, and it's like we want to see y'all grow as we've grown. You know what I'm saying? And so it was cool because that was a very mature, elevated look last night.
Yeah, it was.
And I hope you all one day get to enjoy trap music with formal clothes on.
That is
you know what I'm
hard,
saying? And hear your favorite trap record with a bow tie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like super dope. So I mean, to me, it was his best show that he'd ever done.
Wow.
And not in terms of like he didn't bring anybody out with no special guests, but he sounded amazing. The band and orchestra sounded amazing. That room that it was in, it's built for that. So the sound of it was like, I've never heard it sound this crisp and this. And he controlled it from top to bottom. So it was amazing. People had a great time. He took everybody's phone, so everybody had to lock in, and I think that added to the.
Some people had multiple phones. I seen
I seen a few people. I saw a couple of clips online this morning, but
y'all always managed to get in. That's wild.
But the highlight to me last night was Coach K. Coach K.
Yep.
He introduced Jeezy last night,
Right.
and he went in his introduction. He even said, I had not spoken to Jeezy. They had a falling
been a
out.
while.
He said they had not spoken since 2007. So he was like, we got together yesterday morning, hashed everything out, put everything behind us, and then he came and introduced it last night. And he shouted out Kinky B, shouted out Yusef, and those were people who were there in the very beginning. So anytime I'm able to see that group of people who were there day one with Jeezy, whether it's Twin, Asha, King, Yusef, Coach K, all of us who were there day one. It was like Carbon, Clem, all those was like, yeah.
And that's how you know he's a stand-up guy, a real guy, because all them years, y'all guys will come back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it took a lot.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of times people don't get to mature past the beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mature past the differences.
Yeah, he said last night, he was like, a lot of stuff I broke, I had to go back and fix. And that is a fact for sure. Like,
there you go.
They say you can't make an omelet without breaking breaking some eggs.
Right.
There's some eggs along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jeezy was quite clumsy along the way, but it's it's a trail of eggs.
Young trap nigga.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm pretty sure he fucked up.
So, but the one thing I will say, not to harp on Jeezy too long, but the one thing I will say is, if you're resourceful like I am and like other people who are around that, Coach K, as he's went on to build QC and all that, all of us landed on our feet. Everybody went and figured something out because we learned a lot from that situation. Like a lot of us, that was our first time, going places, meeting people, sitting in these big meetings, being a part of these things because he was so successful. And we're building it on, like you kind of jump out the plane and you figure out the parachute on the way down. Right. So it's like we were showing up from Atlanta, being welcomed into the Def Jam office by L.A. Reid.
Right. Going straight to the office.
Walking straight to the office in L.A. Like, so what do you think? What's the marketing plan? And I'm like,
marketing plan?
We just
East side.
Fresh out Decatur. We just gonna do some cool shit, I guess.
We gonna hit South DeKalb Mall, pass out some flyers.
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So it was like to grow there. It was like our first time, like I said, my first time traveling to different places. My first time, going to the Michael Jordan party and being like, oh snap, we're in the the Nike Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
We at the All-Star Week. My first time in Vegas ever was NBA All-Star Weekend with Jeezy, and it was like, it's different when you go.
I know it is.
With one of the hottest artists in the country,
Right.
And they're just letting you like, oh, come to this gifting suite, come to this thing, come do this, and you're like, okay. Everything is just wide-eyed, and you fuck things up along the way.
Right.
You just do. You burn people, you burn through resources, and you gotta kind of be like, hey man, my man. Right. I didn't know.
Life is moving too fast.
Like you said, you landed on your feet even after that situation. Even like 15 plus years later, it's like I still see you doing things. I still see
I'm on
you
their
moving.
head, man.
Like,
I'm the product manager of, I run all the marketing for 1RPM on the urban side. So all the hip hop, R&B, and gospel artists that are signed to our distro, come through me. So we got Mano, we got Jim Jones, we got Bobby Shmurda, we got Goody Mob, Yellow Wolf, Caskey, Cuban Doll. We got some of the dopest new talent. We got a lot of established talent. Like we got a lot of catalog artists, and it's growing so fast that now some of my favorite artists are just popping up in the office. Like, yo, Nick, I've been seeing you on Instagram. I've been seeing this, that, and the third one. Come over here.
Yeah.
Scotty ATL. He just came by the office Friday. Played me some amazing music.
Yeah,
we got ASAP 12E. 12E has like literally the only song with like all of ASAP Mob on it.
Right.
That he's preparing to drop on his album. So it's like Ferg, it's Rocky, it's him. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like hearing some of this dope stuff that's coming and being a part of what's new is like, I'm super excited about it, man. It couldn't, not only, like I said, not only have I landed on my feet, like, I've thrived, you know what I'm saying? So being able to go from that situation and just evolve and, whether it was Coalition DJs and, leaving Coalition and just, just creating my own thing and doing, marketing and picking up corporate clients and all of that, and then still being able to do the music thing well. Shit, man, I'm blessed.
Do you attribute that to, like, I guess it's maybe a combination of your work ethic plus, like, having those, building those connections? Because sometimes you can blaze through with a big artist like that, but not establish those real connections along the way, or maybe treat people kind of messed up because you on that run, and then you got to come back around.
Yeah, it's work ethic for sure, but I'll tell you, it's definitely relationship and just being. Just having some integrity about it. When you're doing stuff, man. Like, I learned very early on that I was an employee. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always tell people that whenever I'm talking to folks about my experience with CT and Jeezy early on, because remember when Jeezy first started, there was 100 niggas on the road with us. You know what I'm saying? Whether that was his crew from Macon, it was, Street Cats, it was BMF guys, and everybody was kind of lumped in together. And mind you, I wasn't in a gang. I didn't grow up with none of them. So like, I got brought in to do marketing. So I'm on the road with a bunch of essentially strangers for the first year, where I'm on the tour bus for months at a time, where I'm in hotels, and I'm like, I don't know this
janky
dude.
individuals.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm just
Definitely.
Nick. I'm Nick Love, and I do, you know what I'm saying? So in knowing that, I was very careful to not get wrapped up in what was happening. Even, I got involved more than I would care to admit, but I knew that my claim to fame was that I was good at marketing, not that I was the street guy. You know what I'm saying? And so I watched, it was funny because I would bring interns in, or I would bring street team people in to hire them to do the job, and I would watch them get sucked in day one. And I'm like, wait, I brought you in to pass out flyers and put up posters. How did you become Super Crip in a week? Like,
I got jumped in.
I interviewed you on Monday, and by the weekend, they're like,
that was my representative, cuz.
For life. And I'm like, wait, what happened? Like, and I watched them flame out, and I'm like, yo, and it was funny because, and it was in the era, especially early back then, where, it was always like the expectation that the women would be more groupies.
Right.
And like, oh man, I can't hire no girls, man. The girls gonna be. It was the guys that got sucked in so often that you was like, okay, we gotta hire women. The guys were tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
you kind of accept it from the women a little bit, but the guys is like, you know what, this is too much.
But the allure of Jeezy and the allure of all of that was a lot for especially young men that wanted to be a part of something, and it was like, it was a lot. I watched it.
Speaking of getting burnt out, like, how do you survive as long in this industry?
Quit.
Fast paced. How do you survive that long?
2015, I quit. I walked away from everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had been in the business since I was 19, so we're talking about 1999. It took me to 2015. I'll never forget this. I was in the studio at Patchwork with Coalition, and I said, "Hey guys, December 31st, my last day." And they were like, huh? Because I hadn't told nobody that I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, no. December 31st, that's it. Y'all got it. I ain't taking nothing with me. This ain't to, like, you know what I'm saying? I remember because me and Big X, we didn't have a falling out, but it was like he was shocked because we was partners. And we started Coalition DJs together, and he was like, but what we doing? And I'm like, nothing. It's all yours.
Right.
I don't take no money. I'm not taking the name. I'm not finna be out here bad. It was no bad blood. I'm like, I'm tired. When you're in the position, when you're in I guess in a service position, you know what I'm saying, is what I would call myself. I'm essentially customer service. Right. When it comes to dealing with my clients and in the outside world and everything, you're kind of serving everybody. The DJs are like, hey, I need more. You know, they're like, hey, book me, get me more gigs, and I need more music, and we want to make more money. And then people on the outside are like, hey, I need your DJs, and I want to book Jeezy, and I want to book this person, and can you get me this, and can you get me a shirt, and can you get me music? And it's like constantly somebody asking you for something.
Give me. Both sides.
And nobody's like, hey, let me give you something. So you do that for years, it's like, yeah, I'm straight. So I literally took 2016 off. When I came back, I was like, that's when I was heavy into like Bite Life and doing, you know, my food stuff and everything that I was doing for myself, because I was like, I got enough money. Let me just figure out what I can do to just ease back in without jumping head first back. But I can honestly say that was the best thing I ever did, man. And even in the easing back, because that was uncomfortable. Yeah. Because you get to see a lot of people how weird they get, right? Yeah. So when you're the guy that's Coalition or Jeezy or whatever I was working on at the time, everybody's like, hey!
And then
when you stop, the phone dries up a bit. Everybody's like, oh, well, I don't necessarily need Nick no more. So what am I calling him for? Why are we friends? And it's like,
why are we friends?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Why
the industry?
Yeah, that's the industry, right?
Yes.
Why are we even friends? It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
what are you doing?
But
living? What are you, just alive?
But I think I think everybody needs to experience that. And I think the quicker you kind of absorb that part of it, you can kind of depersonalize yourself from it and be like, great, I get it. We're not friends, we do a thing. I serve a purpose for you, and vice versa in some cases, and it works. I think what kills people is when you get sucked into like, this is my man. This is my homie, this is my girl, we fam, this is my bro, sis, whatever y'all call each other. And then you realize, then when it comes crashing down, and you're like, wait,
gang.
I thought we was fam. He's called me bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
everybody, bro.
Right. So the earlier you figure that out, man, I think the more mentally healthy you will be in this business, man, because it's treacherous and it's a lot of alcohol and food. You know what? Because I'm not even a drinker like that. I drink, but it's food. Like, you got to find you a thing you like. Right. So Bite Life was was always kind of my outlet, but just going out to eat, treating myself. Once I figured out how to treat myself, I was good.
So I always tell people like it's okay, because some people get so hung up on being used, but like if you're, you got to be useful to be used.
Yeah.
So it's good to be useful and to be able to be used, but at the same
people
time, you want to
that tool when they using it.
It's a give-take situation.
That bitch breaks.
Sometimes,
and then you be like, damn.
But I think people can't take it too far with the family thing. But tell us a little bit about Magic City Monday playlist. Like, how did you?
Okay.
I've been to a lot of strip clubs. I grew up here in Atlanta, so I've never been to Magic City.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
I just recently been, but I was on a gig.
Time?
I was on a gig. I wasn't there.
Okay.
I don't know how I've never been, but I've been to every other one.
I'll give you a brief history on my experience with Magic City, right? So, a couple of things. The owner and his son, we actually grew up together. We went to church together.
Right. Okay.
I know them from church. I know the owners of Magic City from church. Lil Magic, my homeboy Michael Barney. Lil Magic is, we grew up together. He's a couple of years younger than I am. We went to church together, so I've known him since I was 12, 13 years old. Right. When we got of age, he'd be like, hey, you should just come by the club. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Not even knowing what the club was. He just like,
17 and a half.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm like, all right, I'm 18, 19, whatever it was. And then, show up and I'm like, oh, the club is Magic City.
The most popular club in Atlanta.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So we go to see him and go through the back door, kick it with him. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Right. So that's how I was first introduced to Magic City. And then of course Jeezy, that was a hangout for us. That was kind of where I met Nando. That was where we tested a lot of records. And so I was in Magic City on a regular, like literally 3 times a week on a regular basis for years. And so fast forward, again, after my hiatus, and this actually started with Coalition DJs. So I'm telling Coalition DJs around like 2015. It was 2015. This is the time when Lil Uzi is getting started. This is the time when, I'm trying to think of who else was coming out around that time. But I remember telling the guys, like, look, guys, this game is becoming digital. Everybody's starting to go, you know, online. This Instagram thing is getting big. This YouTube stuff is getting big. This is a thing. We need to go pivot and kind of get into that space. And I remember a lot of the guys, not all of them, but a lot, especially the older guys, were like, no. We're going to sit up in this club, we're going to do some more club, physical stuff. And I was like, but guys, like.
Times is changing.
Times are changing, and I'm like, hey, this thing is coming.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, y'all ever seen the story of Jay-Z when he's like, hey, like, this 50 Cent guy, he's coming. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all need to do now, because in a year or so, this guy, I'm telling you. And I remember, it was Lil Uzi, I specifically remember him because he was one of the guys that was heating up in Atlanta. And I remember having a meeting with the guy, and I said, yo, the more guys that come through Atlanta that don't need the strip club to break, we're gonna have an issue. We have to pivot and get into these other spaces where we can break artists who are not necessarily strip club guys. Everybody's not gonna be Future.
Music, yeah.
Everybody can't, some people don't make club music. And they all ain't gonna be Future and Jeezy and come in and make it rain and do the thing. Some of these guys are gonna go another route, but we need to be there too.
Right.
And that's kind of where the idea started. And then one day I kind of just reached out to them. Actually, they brought me in to sell the hoodies.
Okay,
You know, they wanted me to come in and do marketing for the
Yeah.
Magic City hoodies, so I did that for a little while. And as I'm doing the hoodies, you know, I go and tell Mike, I'm like, I'm just Lil Magic. I'm like, hey man, like, y'all should do a playlist. Like, y'all are a brand. Like, y'all are, when people come to Atlanta, they think Coca-Cola, Martin Luther King, Magic City. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, y'all should like have a playlist. Y'all should have like a thing that, especially for the people who are not, just again, thinking about those kids who are coming up in the Lil Uzi style. Those kids who want the Magic City experience but aren't coming to Magic City, but who've heard the legend of Magic City, or these people who live out of town who are like, I just want to know what they're playing in this club. Because this is also around the same time that, I forgot what magazine it was, but it was maybe Vogue or it was one of these big magazines that had just did a whole big spread on Magic City about how influential the club and breaking music in the club is. And I'm like, yeah, this is pre-Lou Will though. This is just about, this is as Future is blowing up. Okay. Like, one of these big magazines was like, yo, this is the most influential nightclub in the world because the stuff that's played here becomes huge.
Yeah.
And if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or you live in Little Rock, Arkansas, or you live in, you know, wherever, you don't get to come to Magic City every Monday like I do.
Right.
I want you to hear what this sounds like. And so I put the playlist together, and they was like, yo, we love it. And they just kind of grew from there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's going today. Artists are still being, you know, it's a discovery tool, really. It's for people to find out, like, what's the next thing that's on the way. Of course, you're gonna get your little babies and your futures and your, you know, that type of, you know, music. But you're also gonna hear 10 to 15 new records that you might have never heard. That you're like, oh, what's this?
Right.
And I'm like, that guy, he's next.
Hey,
You
man.
know?
I've been to Magic, man. It really is magic.
Yeah, Magic City is a thing, bro.
They do things that other strip clubs don't do. Like,
Yeah.
them girls are built different.
Yeah, shouts out to Champ. Shouts, you know, like, the girls in Magic City, listen, amazing, all of them. White Russian.
Yeah, there's not
Dutchess,
one that's
like-
not amazing. You know, I've been to strip clubs. You got your ones. You like, I'm gonna avoid her.
Nah, man.
But they're all amazing at Magic. It's like, oh,
It's different. It's different, you know.
it's elite.
You should go. You should go.
Staff works at Magic.
Yeah, you know,
I ain't even gonna say how
and there's
much.
a stand. Magic has a standard.
Go.
I think, you know, things have changed because as people have changed over the years, but I think Magic City has done a good job of upholding at least a certain level of like, this is what's expected of the women who work at this club. The, you know, standard of like what the look, the service.
I think they know that
all of
too.
that.
So
Yeah, I think, you know, it's one of those things where even certain women are like, oh, I know I can't work there. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They gotta know.
gotta eliminate themselves. They're like, nah, I'm gonna go down the street to that other club.
Right. Not even
I don't know if I'm Magic City material. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna get no money there.
Yeah, so I like what they've done, and they, like I said, the standard that they've upheld. So it still means something. Magic City is still the brand that it has always been, and that's cool. So, you know, as a black-owned brand in Atlanta, to be what it is, even though it's a strip club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For it to stand for what it stands for and be in that same location for all these years.
Right.
Yeah, it's an
Give it
accomplishment.
jobs, yeah.
For sure.
Monday is a real big day for you because you do the Monday morning marketing meeting as
Yeah.
well too. And tell us a little bit about Fanbase. That's because I've hopped on a couple of the calls and I like the platform, but I know you're real big on the we just talked about the black-owned business, so.
I'm big. Okay, so first of all, I'm big on marketing and branding.
Right.
I think that the rap that marketing professionals have always I've been doing marketing for all these years, and one thing I can always say is marketing is always the last hired, first fired. That's just what it is. Nobody thinks they need marketing until they need it.
Right.
Most people feel like, I have this amazing product. This amazing product will sell itself. And then they open their doors to their restaurant or their club or their hotel or their thing, their podcast, whatever it is, and they're like, oh man, we should probably tell people about this.
Right.
We should get somebody in here. You know what I'm saying? And then they bring you in, and then once they kind of get it going, they're like, hey, people know what we are now, so I mean, you don't really need to pay Nick no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Nick. You can't possibly have any more ideas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's happened time and time again to me and every one of my peers who do this.
Right.
So, one, I'm very partial to anybody who's in that field. Two, it's a skill. It's a skill that because of social media, a lot of people think they can do on their own. Not that they can't, but I think people tend to devalue what we do. And I'm like, I am unique. I'm special. I'm really good at what I do. And that's not to call, not to say that you don't know what you're doing. And I'm doing I ain't doing rocket science,
Right.
but I am doing something that I
You know the formula.
I know the formulas, you know what I'm saying? So the Monday morning marketing meeting actually started at 2020 between me and like it was supposed to be 10 people. It started about 7, 8 of us on Zoom during the pandemic, 2020. I'm sorry, what was it? Yeah, 2020, when the pandemic first started. And I was like sitting in the house and I'm like, I'm having these ideas, but I realized the ideas usually came when I was out and about. When I was going to the club or when I was driving in my car, or when I was going places, that's when I would do a lot of brainstorming, or you'd see something and you're like, oh, it would trigger something. Well, we was all stuck in the house.
Right.
Nothing was open. Everybody was just stuck. Everybody had a mask on. And I'm like, damn. So I got on Twitter and I'm like, yo, I want to do this like brainstorming session. Who wants to jump on with me? And I had like 10 people hit me, 7 or 8 of them actually showed up and we did a call. And then we did another call the following week, and it just kind of turned into a thing. So in 2020, the end of 2021, Fanbase started. My man Isaac Hayes, shout out to him. He built this amazing app, black-owned app, that I would think is more of a fusion of like, let's say Instagram and Clubhouse. Okay. But it's for creators where creators can get paid for their content. Right. He reached out and he was like, hey, why don't y'all bring that call? Because I forgot how we were doing it. We never really did Clubhouse. Or maybe we did Clubhouse for a little while, but it was short-lived. And he was like, bring this over here. And I was like, all right. Like, I had no real attachment to Clubhouse. I didn't care. So I'm like, yo, you my man, new app, I want to support, bet. And we brought that thing over, man, and in the course of the year, that call really, really grew, the influence of it, the people who have jumped on and been a part of it, man. So the Monday morning marketing meeting has taken on a life of its own, and it allows me to not only kind of impart my knowledge to other people. I bring other people on who can share their experiences and what they know, but also, it teaches people. A lot of people just hop on and listen.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've had so many people DM me and be like, yo, man, y'all said XYZ on the call. I just started this cannabis business, or I just opened up this flower shop and I took this thing that I heard and now I'm applying it and it's working. And I'm like, hey, like that's super fucking cool, man. So, it strokes my ego on a weekly basis. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel much smarter than I really am, but also it's helpful and
Good way to start the week too. Monday morning,
Yeah.
like 10 a.m., right?
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday morning, and it's just a good way to just kick off your week, man. And I like to be creative. Like I'll get on Twitter and just give out ideas, random shit, and my partners will call me like, take that
Why
down.
are you doing that?
They're like, yo, that's $1 million idea. I'm like, I have these all day.
I have
You know what I'm saying?
10 million
Like,
ideas, huh?
again, I'm good at what I do. Like, I don't say that as like to toot my own horn, but it's like, yo, I have these ideas literally in the shower.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was talking about I want to do a show like The Office,
Okay.
but like hip hop, man. I want to call it like The Label.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And where like, cause
We're going black all
we
the
sit,
time.
yo, we sit in our offices at 1 RPM, but I've done this at other labels too. And between the interactions with each other, the calls that you get from the parent label, the artists that come in, and you're like, are they serious? Like, you know what I'm saying? We spend most of our day just being like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? What was that? And I was like, yo, somebody should put a camera on us.
It's a TV
You know what I'm
show.
saying? This should be a show. But it's funny. I posted it. It went viral. Got like, Russ hit me. He was like, yo, that was a genius idea. Drewski was like, yo, like,
Let's do it.
and then somebody hit me and was like, yo, somebody else is already doing this show. So the two people who were already doing it, I actually followed them already. They were like, yeah, we've already like put this in motion. We shooting and everything. I'm like, bet, well, I'm supporting y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about taking credit for nothing. It's like, I want to support the idea. And I have ideas all the time. Like, the other idea I posted the other day was about like that old BT Uncut, you know, type stuff. Like, we should put that on OnlyFans. Like, why not? Like,
what are you thinking about, Nick?
Yeah, like,
come on.
Like, if you got a X-rated video.
What do you eat?
Yeah, it's like if you got an X-rated video, YouTube's not gonna touch it. You can't put it there. You definitely can't monetize it even if you do. But YouTube cracking down heavy. They ain't letting nobody. They barely letting you curse. I need excessive twerking, any of that. They killing all that on YouTube. So it's like, where would you put it? And it's like, you spent money for a video. You've hired these girls. You've done this wild video. Where does shit go? Put it on OnlyFans. Let somebody subscribe to it for $1.99 or whatever the case may be. But like, at least make some of your money back. But also have like that. The video, the behind the scenes, all of that opens up a market for an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could go crazy.
Hey, man, you ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff. Are you into cryptos and NFTs and all that shit?
Nah, man, that's that funny money.
I like tangibles.
Yeah, that's that funny money, man. Like, I like tangible too. I'm down to invest and try some stuff, but like, man, I don't like the. You know, a partner of mine told me, he say, banks don't like promote actual money. So any kind of money that you gotta market might not be money.
What is it?
You've never seen a commercial for a $10 bill, right? You never been like, $10 bills are amazing. You should get some. Like, they just there, right? We know what money is. Cash money, cash money. It's Bitcoin stuff.
You
like,
can see it in the street. You see it a mile
yeah,
away.
Bitcoin. You got to market money.
Right.
Something up with that money.
That's
man.
the only thing I don't need marketing.
Same thing. Credit cards. They just as dangerous, but we know what. I mean, we kind of know what they are, but. We market in a thing that's supposed to be cash, but it's like not quite cash.
Sometimes it's cash, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. What's the temperature today? I don't know.
I need my 10 to equal 10.
Yeah, I need my 10 to be 10 every day, man. Give me that. For sure.
Okay, dope. So, like, how do you choose clients? Like, how does somebody that maybe want to get some marketing done, or you know, how is it particular? They got to have a certain budget. You have like different scales. Like,
I do have different scales, but I'm not particular on budget anymore. I've been blessed to have made. You know, I've done well. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about you got to have a X amount of budget to rock with me. I'm just like, do I like the idea? Do I think it can work? And you know, can I facilitate what you're asking for? I have a street team that I got 20, 30 people on my street team. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes somebody might only can afford 2 to 4 people. I'm like, cool, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep my people working, you know, as well. So with the street team, the digital billboard that I have, or if it's something bigger where, you know, we have to travel for a job, whether it's Super Bowl or going to the BET Awards in LA, like we kind of do a little bit of everything. I mean, I'm selective only because I want people who have realistic goals. Right. The music business has taught me that people do not have realistic goals, right? They're like, yo, I got $1,000, man. I want to be the next Future. Right.
Put a couple more zeros behind that.
Not even that. It's just like, I already know you coming in the door expecting Future.
Right.
We probably shouldn't work together. You know what I'm saying? Not because it can't happen, but that's insane. You know what I'm saying? So kind of, it's like somebody being like, give me the Michael Jackson package.
Can you give me the Future?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, make me Michael
Future?
Jackson in 6 months. That's not how that works. Michael Jackson wasn't Michael Jackson in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson took 50 years to become, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he was doing this since he was 5.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Joe Jackson.
When people come to me with their thing, I'm just like, well, you know, I always ask, like, what's the end goal? And if they say, oh, well, you know, I just want to put X amount of people in this room because I want to do this, I'm like, oh, okay, bet. And not to shoot nobody's dreams down or to kind of aim low, but I'm just like, where's your head? Because sometimes you can do everything for a client and they still are unhappy, but that's because their goal from the jump was something crazy.
Like, I want to go to the moon, but I got enough gas to get to the corner. Like,
right, I want you to promote my podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool, man. So what you want me to do? I want 1 million views in 24 hours. You know what, bro?
Right.
Tell you what, I'm gonna send you down the road. I'm gonna send you down the road, and you know, and maybe that worked for you.
Absolutely.
I ain't with it.
All right. So what I was getting into was, you know, we at Big Boss Pause, I'd like to get into your cereal background.
For sure.
Nick hasn't been here in a while, and I think last time we just had Nick, we was doing we was this versus that, you know, we ain't really had no new flavors like that.
Okay, yeah. We was doing the head-to-head up
We was doing a lot of
challenge.
different things, you know what I mean? So tell us what's some of your all-time favorite cereal, though, coming up or even to this day.
Coming up, I had the big three. Had Raisin Bran,
Hello.
Rice Krispies, Rice Krispies, Frosted Flakes. That was my
One of those over there.
that was my
great.
three cereal rotation. That's just what my parents bought.
Right.
Exactly.
You're a
Everybody's
product of what your parents buy. It's like,
Yeah, but you know, like I learned I love those cereals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have like a real attachment to those cereals. Like Raisin Bran to this day is my favorite cereal. To this day.
I like Raisin Bran Crunch.
But I haven't had Raisin Bran in actually a while. But Raisin Bran is my
I like the
all-time
Raisin
favorite
Bran,
cereal.
but I like the Raisin Bran Crunch.
Frosted
You
Flakes.
don't mess with the Crunch?
Nah, I ain't missing. I don't want the remixes. I ain't into it. I want classic Raisin Bran. Purple box,
Right.
2 scoops of raisins, sun on the box. You know what I'm saying? 2 scoops of
Nothing
raisins,
extra.
man. That's all I need. But classic Raisin Bran, Frosted Flakes, and then Rice Krispies. The funny thing about Rice Krispies is that you gotta add stuff to Rice Krispies to make them good. Right? You gotta add sugar. And the wildest thing is the best Rice Krispies I ever had was when I got locked up in East Point. I got locked up in East Point one time for driving on suspended license. That morning before I got out, they served breakfast. It was the most sugary, sweet Rice Krispies I ever had in my life. And I was so happy.
I was just
about
making a
these Rice
statement of
Krispies.
how the blackest people know how to prepare food just the way you like it. You know?
Yeah, man. I was like, yo, I want to go back to jail for it. However,
can I go visit? Like,
yeah, like
that
if I
makes
could get
sense is why
if I
they
could
won't
get the
say.
East Point Rice Krispies, hey, listen, whoever
That's still
making
on
the
the menu?
food, yeah, whoever making the food at East Point Jail,
Shout out
City
to
of East
you.
Point, shout out to y'all.
Hope you home.
You make an amazing bowl of Rice Krispies.
Absolutely.
You've outdone yourself, ma'am or sir, whoever you are.
Like, how did he pre-taste your bowl?
Hey, I don't know what he did, bro. I know every time I've got
recipe to make. Like, yeah, he gonna
every
like
time
that.
I've gotten locked up, I'm the guy that's like, I ain't eating. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on a hunger strike in jail. I'm like, I'm not eating this mess.
Because it's really not food. It's
Nah, that's so I be in jail. Nigga be like, hey man, you want your sandwich, man? Take this shit. I don't want the milk. I don't want nothing.
Right.
I don't eat. I don't care if I'm in there for days. I don't eat.
I don't eat.
But this one time at East Point, I ate this Rice Krispies, and I was like,
now you asking me, I got Christmas.
yeah, I'm in. You know, but any other time, I'm Gandhi in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there tripping. But no, that's my big three. I never really got into like fruity cereals, man. I never got into Lucky Charms,
Right on.
Fruit Loops. That just never was my thing. But again, parents, right? Your parents tell you like, oh, you don't need all that sugar. And you just kind of grow up like, I guess I don't need all that sugar. Yeah, so I just got away from it. But in my older age, I have been more than open to trying some of everything.
Good, cuz.
What y'all got, man? What y'all got? I know y'all got like,
big three. We got some other stuff. Like
I know y'all got strawberry, frosted, crispy, wheat.
I was looking at the strawberry frosted flakes.
You don't have no allergies.
Oh no, I eat everything.
That's right.
What y'all got,
I
man?
remember the Publix 2%. Like,
Yeah, 2% milk. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, Publix 2% though, not just any 2%.
Yeah, I gotta be Publix 2% for sure.
It's different.
But I'm in
I
it,
ain't never
man.
had nobody ask for that.
You know what my daughter eats? She drinks almond milk, so I've been doing the
You been
almond
doing
milk
the
thing.
almond lately?
I try to do it.
Yeah, that's cool. We got both.
Is it
You know what I mean?
milk?
Equal opportunity milk drinker. You know
Let's see what we got this week though. I think I'm gonna go this. If we talk about marketing,
IHOP.
Oh snap!
I think I love-hate these. Oh, I don't know.
I love
Because
these.
there's certain things that I like at IHOP. What is on
Blueberry
there?
and
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I've made money for a while. I have become too bougie for IHOP. I haven't had IHOP in
it's not even
years. Like I'm anti Waffle House off the rip.
It's easy to be too
But
bougie for IHOP, though.
used to be my like, I eat IHOP.
Right.
But now I'm too good for IHOP.
Yeah, nah.
Now he goes to breakfast on Barney.
Yeah. Shouts out to my man Poncho. Shouts out to Chef Hop over at Toast on Linux. That's how I get out.
But this because we talking about marketing. Cereal used to be a big marketing tool that people use. Anytime a movie would come out, anything.
It was on a box.
Yeah.
Or they gave away a toy on the inside, or they did like a little thing on the back of the box. Like,
This used to be a big marketing tool.
IHOP,
I see IHOP trying to get in here.
IHOP, trust us.
Yeah, General Mills. We're gonna see what they was popping.
Also, you know what's super embarrassing as as a grown man? Ordering a Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. You sound crazy as hell.
Can I get the
You just grab the menu and point to it.
this one?
I'm too cool to be ordering this absurd.
You know the Rudy? Let me get the Rudy. You gonna make it cool? Let me get the Rudy.
Just point to it like, let me get this.
Let me get that. You talking about the Rudy to that?
Yeah,
that one.
Get the thing.
Don't say
man.
that.
Get the thing.
Get the Rudy.
Rudy,
All right, we're gonna see what IHOP got going on. This little mini oh my goodness.
Let me look at this. Let's talk.
It look crazy. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, we're gonna do it like wine. Like start. That smell is
bullshit.
I don't really.
You know what it smells like? It smells like pancake mix.
Oh,
That's what they
might be alright.
That's what they advertise on.
It better be.
Oh look, pancakes are on the menu.
Yes.
Look at that.
Blueberry pancakes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It better taste like coffee
Take
too.
the
I
hint
see.
of blueberry.
I see coffee on that motherfucker too.
I love blueberry cereal.
I
Okay.
don't want no blueberry.
Everybody got some?
I'm not excited.
I'm not excited. All right. Okay. Look like little blueberry muffins or little blueberry pancakes
Potato chip
actually.
style.
Yeah, they got what you want, the 2 or the almond?
All right, I'm gonna go
Stale
almond.
ass cakes.
I'm gonna go almond, right? But
Just-
what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna try it dry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a dry test.
Potato chip
Hey, you know what? Hey.
Potato chip style.
Hey.
You gotta give it a dry test, man.
Hey.
Go ahead and pour up a little
I
bit
might have
more.
played myself.
Go ahead and pour up a little bit more of them.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, potato chip style.
The initial bite.
It's fucked up. Give you a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey. Hey, it's hitting.
You gotta settle in a little bit.
Yeah, it's got like a thing. It's
It hits you later.
It hits. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Gotta shake these bad boys up.
All right.
Oh, I'm so excited now.
I forgot to ask about the Reese Guide of Atlanta Best Black-Owned Brunch
Oh yeah,
Spots.
yeah, with Resi. Yeah. So
Resi.
Resi.
Okay, Resi.
Resi's like a competitor, I guess, of like Open Table.
This shit's good.
So, for all the restaurant eaters in town, when you're trying to find something to eat, you know what I'm saying? Resi and Open Table kind of give you the, that you make reservations at different restaurants. So,
Okay.
my man Mike Jordan, oddly enough, I don't know if y'all ever had Mike Jordan over here? Mike Jordan is one of the best food writers in the world, but he lives here in Atlanta. His name is Michael Jordan.
We need that.
Funny shit is, of course, that name.
Right. And being,
So to distinguish himself from being always confused with the Michael Jordan, he decided to use his middle initial. What do you think his middle initial is? It's B.
Oh.
So he changed his name to Michael B. Jordan. And then
here comes Michael B.
right.
This is a win-win for us. We either gonna have Michael Jordan or Michael B. Jordan. Either way, clickbait. We ain't putting his picture up there, just his name.
So yeah, but he's a dope writer. He reached out to me. He's like, hey man, Nick, like you one of my favorite food writers yourself. I'm looking for some people to do some stuff from writing for Resi. You down? I'm like, yeah, why not? They paying? He's like, absolutely. I'm like, man,
Run it.
run it. And so I did the brunch guide. I'm actually working on something right now, like late night eats and stuff.
Okay.
So, man, Resi, shouts out to y'all. And American Express, that's who actually is backing them. So, shouts out to them. I need a card. Okay.
All right, we got a little get to know you section while we
All right.
figure out these flavors.
This ain't bad. I don't know if I want this every morning.
Nah.
My gums can't take it. I'm sorry.
the milk test. Like, how's y'all stuff? Like, how's it holding
It's turning
up?
blue.
It's turning blue.
But
But
cereal is not breaking down at all.
Right.
I was expecting them to be soft.
I was just asking, like, yeah. So
These
what's
are
up?
like very delicious rocks. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't stop eating them. I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but I can't stop eating them.
They are maintaining their crunch for sure.
Yeah, I like that though. I mean, I like that about a cereal.
Yeah, because like Frosted Flakes don't hold up.
Yeah. You gotta
Frosted
get on
Flakes
them.
immediately.
You
But
gotta get on
they're
them.
also good soggy.
Yeah.
They are.
That's like the
Only cereal that's good
one.
soggy.
The geniuses at Kellogg's definitely outdid themselves when they made Frosted Flakes. I give them that.
All right, Nick. What's your favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
It has lately become lunch.
Is it the type of food or the time of day?
It's time of day.
Okay.
Because you can get breakfast or like dinner food in the middle of the day. You're wide awake, and you know it's just kind of your options are there.
Right.
You know, at 10 o'clock in the morning, you don't want like hot wings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at like 10 o'clock at night, you don't necessarily want an omelet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at lunch,
You can get all of
kind of
that.
do whatever you want to do, man. So like I'm loving the preference of the options that lunch provides.
Is brunch a thing now? Like, is that actually a thing? Like, do you have to say?
It's been a thing, but I think it's phasing out. I think brunch is just becoming. Brunches in Atlanta, brunches are becoming a party. They ain't about the food no more. People barely eating.
Yeah, because I went to a brunch and I'm like, where the food?
Like, where the food?
It's mimosas.
Actually, I've been to a lot of brunches, and I was
It's
like,
a reason to drink early.
yeah, I'm like, yo, like, where the food? I'm like, oh, okay, this is just a day party that y'all called a brunch. I got you.
Call it a day party so I can come with my expectations. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm coming to eat. Right?
When you put brunch on it, I expect food to be there. For sure.
All right, what's your favorite time of the day to eat cereal?
Midnight. Cereal at midnight is like,
It's like the icing on the
Very
cake.
specific.
yeah.
There's
Like,
just a craving that comes out of nowhere. Like, I didn't want cereal all day.
okay, you got to think, right? At midnight, your options are limited anyway, right? Especially
Right.
when it comes to going out. If you're at home, you don't want to fire up the stove at midnight. And you don't really want to be making like a full sandwich or nothing like that, right?
Right.
So
Getting ready to go to bed soon.
cereal, two ingredients. Boom. Hit them with the
Wow.
box, hit it with the milk, ready to eat.
Bomb.
It's fast.
Easy cleanup.
It's not like so filling where you're like, oh my God, I'm just overdid it on this cereal. It's like you know, that's your fault if you do that. So nah, man, midnight, best time to
It
eat
is a
cereal.
task to eat these though, right here.
I'm more of a late night cereal. Like, I don't necessarily want cereal in the morning. I want a hot meal in the morning, but cereal at night is the most.
I've actually been doing what they call the acai bowls in the morning. That's my new healthy thing that I'm on. That's busting. That's the move. Shout out to Orlando for putting me on that.
Okay. All right. If you could have a bowl of cereal with anybody, dead or alive, cereal and conversation, who you having a bowl with?
Cereal and conversation. This is a super cliche answer, but it's actually something I thought about earlier today. Jesus.
I don't think we got
Or
Jesus.
God, or whichever one.
I understand.
I got questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got like real questions though. Not like, you know what I'm saying? Not like I don't want to ask for nothing. I'm just like, yo, explain what's happening here. You know what I'm saying? Like this don't make sense. Like a lot of stuff don't make sense.
Right.
And I just really want to be like, so the pyramids.
So Jesus,
Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you really turn that water into wine, my boy?
yeah. But just wild stuff. You know, like we've come as humans, we've learned to like rationalize people dying. And like, oh, you know, the good die too soon.
Yeah,
and
right.
There's a reason for everything, and you know, God has His own time. It's like, really? That seems kind of whack. That thing that happened don't seem right. Or like even now, we talking about old boy that just got killed by the cops and stuff. It's like, for real, what we doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this on a regular? Why us? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know.
I think this is our first hate Jesus.
Can we
I told you it
remix
was.
this? Like, let's remix. You know what I'm saying? I got questions.
What kind of cereal you think Jesus will have y'all eating? Like,
Holy
You know what? Jesus feel like a Cheerio eater.
right.
Feel like he's heart healthy. You know what I'm saying? You want to do like that?
You don't even have to add no sugar to it. They automatically be the right flavor.
I know where I'm going then. Damn.
He hates Cheerios.
Yeah, he's a Cheerio eater, man. You know, come on. Even black Jesus eat Cheerios. Eat Jesus. You know. You don't want a Jesus that eat Cheerios.
He was a carpenter, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you need somebody.
Yeah, honeycombs or something.
I feel like Jesus got like hard hands. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, a carpenter, right? You know what I'm saying?
Funny, but it's hilarious.
I feel like,
Jesus got rough ass hands. Boy.
I mean, come on, bro. Like, think about it. Like when you really like read up on the Bible and some of the absurdity in it.
Carpentry work, so I understand.
Yeah,
You did it in 2023.
All the right tools, like he didn't have.
Oh, shit. He used a rock and a stick.
Yeah.
Even that stuff, man. Like the Bible is. I grew up. Well, it's funny. Somebody asked me earlier today, like, "Yo, like, so did you grow up in church?" And I'm like, "Not really." There was just a stint of about 5 years where I was at church 4 times a week.
Right.
But before that and after that, not so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But those things
enough.
that I learned. Well, my parents was a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? When I was born.
Right.
Then as I got a little older, they were like, "Hey, we shouldn't do this. We should kind of get our lives together."
Right.
So we ended up at church a lot. And then I got older and I was like, I don't want to do church as much. You know what I'm saying? And then it just kind of phased out. But
Born to a crazy family.
a lot of those lessons I took with me. You know, I still have, you know, I can remember scriptures I ain't seen in 20 years. I remember them because my mom like drilled them in my head. But when you go back as an adult and really kind of look at these stories again and like the lessons are there. Right. The stories are absurd in a lot of ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
think
I
that's
really want to ask you, like, for real?
But I think that's the thing we do as people. We put too much emphasis on the character of the story and
Yeah.
not necessarily the lesson.
Not the lesson.
Yeah, like there's some goodness right there, but
For
we're
sure.
so focused on like did that
really happen? Like, do it matter?
Every story is meant to entertain a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the whole thing
Keep
about
you
telling
engaged.
stories, right?
It's like, I don't believe
Fish
somebody
gets
got in
bigger.
a whale's mouth and lived and was there for
The
a while.
fish gets
and got
bigger
spit.
every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. However, the lesson of it, I took from it. You know what I'm saying?
He got bit by something else and it just got bigger and bigger.
Right.
Oh man, come on. So
Catfish.
I mean, that happens to this day. We did that in the classroom. When you told and then went around the classroom, by the time we got over there, it was something different. So.
Yeah.
And then people do that intentionally, mix up the story and whatnot. So,
For sure. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the lessons are the lessons.
Jesus, eat Cheerios. be like Jesus.
I might get that on a t-shirt.
That's an amazing T-shirt. I want. Hey, you know what? I want that shirt. That's a hell of a shirt.
There's a million people.
Okay,
out here with that shirt.
hold on. So, since we going there, what does the devil eat?
He wants to say Cheerios.
You know what?
But I'm gonna go
That
ahead and
would
say
be
what I like.
If they both ate Cheerios, that would. Oh, come on! Like, let's go there.
It's a love-hate thing, man. Maybe
Oh,
one
man.
does honey nut and the other one just does plain Cheerios.
You know what? The devil eats the honey nut Cheerio.
Yeah, definitely.
He had to remix it a bit.
Yeah, he definitely adding too much sugar.
Put a little spice to it. Yeah. Honey nut Cheerio for sure. The devil eats honey nut Cheerio. That's a shirt too.
All right.
2 shirts. We just came up with 2
Just
shirts.
put that shit on the back, but the devil does too.
Hey man, listen. We got.
Hey, we're having a marketing meeting right now.
We having a
Y'all
marketing
don't even
meeting right
know
now.
it. Yeah,
Ideas are everywhere. You gotta run. Hey, I'm telling you, this is a top seller.
Hey.
Shirt out of here. Take the shirt out of here.
Out of here.
Come on.
All right, these next couple of questions, me and my brother, we're a little bit at odds, so you'll be the tiebreaker on this. When preparing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, do you prefer a spoon or a butter knife?
Okay, let me first say peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are awful. Peanut butter is awful. Peanut butter is awful. Not peanut butter jelly. The jelly's just fine. The peanut butter is terrible.
We're making a jelly sandwich.
However, if you must make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you should use a butter knife.
There you go.
And
man was
you
raised
should
right.
get the jelly first.
Absolutely.
Because if you put jelly in peanut butter,
It fossilizes.
but if you put peanut butter in jelly, you just ruined an entire jar of jelly.
Right.
So, in that order, jelly first,
Jelly definitely
then
first.
peanut butter.
Because it's easier to get the jelly off the spoon.
With a
I
butter
use-
knife.
I use a spoon. But
That's some savage shit.
no, I'm saying for
Savagery.
spoon. I mean, for somebody that likes jelly, the scoop
This
though.
guy
the
loves
scoop.
spoons.
I mean,
The scoop.
That's-
In the back of that
I'm not.
thing.
Hey, listen, man. To each his own. To
Right.
each his own.
Alright.
I'm more of a knife guy.
I feel like you're gonna be with me on this one.
Okay.
Ketchup and other condiments. Do you keep your ketchup in the refrigerator or the
Ooh.
cabinet?
Okay. Ketchup is currently in the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's where it goes.
But
Mustard in the refrigerator too. Hot sauce is in the cabinet.
Yeah, certain things. But
Barbecue
ketchup
sauce.
definitely.
Barbecue sauce.
When it's open,
I want to tell y'all barbecue sauce is in the pantry right now.
it might be probably new. It's probably new. You probably ain't opened it yet.
But it might be the refrigerator. I don't know. I don't know. Where y'all keep y'all?
I'm a refrigerator kind of
You
guy.
refrigerator guy. What about you?
He keeps his ketchup in the cabinet. Like,
Really?
We grew up in the
wrong with
house.
Steak sauce?
huh?
Where's your steak sauce?
That's in the refrigerator, maybe.
Really? So you refrigerate the steak sauce, but keep the ketchup out?
What kind of madness is this?
is-
Like your whole logic is out the door now. You said you didn't want to put something cold on something hot.
I don't really think I eat steak sauce. honestly.
See, there.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
why. That's probably why.
But you know, mustard and ketchup is definitely in the cabinet. I don't see that
Wow.
like that.
I mean, I'm not anti, but I feel like ours right now is in the ketchup. But I don't think that was my choice. Now that I think about it.
She did that.
You know
Okay.
She's smart.
She did do
She
that.
did that. You wanted it in the cabinet. I fought for it.
I did.
Mine's agreed.
Ah. You know, I just didn't put up a fight. Just
Yeah, you
ended
didn't
up there,
care.
and I
You
was
didn't-
like,
We don't really care sometimes.
this is what we doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like toilet
Cold.
tissue. Like toilet tissue. Y'all do the over under.
Over. I
see,
hate it when
but-
it's under.
I do. Me too.
My wife does it.
But when it ends up under, I just be like,
I change it.
guess we. You change. Okay.
She says she doesn't. She said I don't care. I'm not
I
doing
think
that
it turns
intentionally, but she
better.
does it the same way every
time.
single
So it's intentional.
time.
It's
It
very
has to be.
intentional. She's doing it on
I
purpose.
put mine backwards. I
She's
put mine
purposely
under
trying to
too.
piss you off.
And let me tell you what else she does. It
She's
pisses me off. Since we're on the
secretly-
subject,
She's secretly mad at
Comes
you.
back and turns that shit
but
back around.
she doesn't want to tell you.
I don't think it's a secret anymore. because this is what she does with my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She turns the bread the opposite way.
So, that's crazy. So the
Change.
top is at the bottom and the bottom is at the top. Oh my God!
Yo, man. Hey, look, man.
The symmetry.
Hey, bro. Yo,
How does the sauce stay on the?
I'm trying to repent. I'm so sorry.
okay. I got good news and bad news. She's not gonna leave you.
Right.
However,
She's gonna make my life.
Motherfucker. She playing bad Santa and shit. Like, here you go, honey.
she's not going nowhere, but she's definitely.
Who
You
does
definitely pissed her off. And this is her passive aggressive way of like letting you know.
Man.
That is wild.
insane.
You know how mad I would be?
You see your bread flipped up the other way? What's going on here? That's like your hamburger with the bottom side on top. Like, whoa. It's an upside down burger.
That is wild.
That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna
You have to use that.
discuss that later.
That is
man.
wow.
Why?
This is a different type of anger
What is it?
right
Did
there.
it taste different?
No, I hate it. I think because I hate it. You know, mostly because I hate it. It's like,
She was like,
yeah, it's like I can't even eat it.
That's a very purposeful thing to do. Like, yo,
turn the whole hand around.
Yeah.
yo, that's wild.
It doesn't even make any sense. Like it's like, how do you do that more times
That's
than
fantastic. Man,
not? It's
I
clearly
don't
on
see why it
purpose.
for
matters.
sure.
It does matter.
For sure.
Put the bitches on sideways next time. Any kind of way. Triangles. Fuck it. Just, they're together.
Diagonal
Make
or
your own
straight
That's
up?
when you cut it.
Right.
After putting it the
How
right
y'all cut
way.
it, though? How y'all cut it? Straight down or diagonal?
Sometimes I
It
get
doesn't really
fancy.
matter. You can't do it with a spoon. That's all I know.
That's the other reason you have to have the knife. Because
You
you go ahead and
spoon,
start
you
it
can only
there.
do a crescent.
That's fine. I don't cut my
Right.
sandwiches in half.
Ah, okay.
I like
Okay.
a whole sandwich.
Real man. Real man. He a wholesome.
All right, what's your favorite curse word or phrase? Like, if you don't want to say a curse word, you can
My
just give the
favorite
initials.
curse word. You know what? In the last few years, it's become get the fuck out of here. I say that a lot because I hear absurd shit during the day, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and that could be
Like,
that could be.
what are
I
we
like
doing?
that. 'Cause you
I do
can
that a
be
lot.
funny with that, and you can be aggressive. Like,
Yeah,
you can get the
like-
fuck out of here, or you can
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
It really means two different things.
It's always that. Yo. I'm always like, wow, wow. some of the things that happened around me, like, man, they really thought that was going to fly, huh?
Right.
Okay. Bold.
I like motherfucker. I like long curse words with multiple syllables. Like,
That feels
son of a
really
bitch.
harsh to me.
Motherfucker can be funny.
That's
like
like a-
Sam
that's a
L.
curse word.
and Bernie
That
Mac.
is
They
a
can make
real-
motherfucker.
That's a real curse word.
It's like
That's
spiting at the motherfucker. You
Yeah,
gotta build up
It's
the
all about the
motherfucker.
tone. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it's normally
like you cursing,
so,
cursing.
Yeah.
You say, well, that's.
Son of a bitch. Like anything that got
You know, I've
multiple
never said
syllables.
that. I've never used that phrase.
That's a tough
Never said that. Bitch. I mean, never.
SOB.
SOB. That sounds even crazy. SOB.
Alright, what's your favorite corner store snack?
Corner store. Oh, salt and vinegar chips. Maybe Raisinets.
Okay.
Peanut M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms. Hey, you know that's probably my one.
Yeah.
But peanut M&Ms and salt and vinegar chips are my tie. That's where I go.
Right. Okay. And now you're real big on social media. Like, I mean, I'm gonna ask this question, but because I see like you be asking the questions, you're interacting. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on like all platforms: Facebook, Instagram,
Always.
Twitter.
I'm a curious person. I'm a curious
Like,
person.
it ain't even like he like copy and pasting. It'd be like something
Different
different
questions?
for you. It depends on the
Each
crowd. It's
platform.
like,
Yeah, you know, I've learned the platform. I know who's following me.
Right.
There's certain shit you can't ask on Twitter because Twitter eats you up. But
Right.
my Facebook friends, they know me. They're not gonna go crazy. They like, you know.
This is a closed spot.
Right.
Yeah. It's a real focus group.
All right, do you feel like social media is killing relationships or does it help build relationships?
I think the effect is more negative than positive. I think that there is way more downside than there is upside. I think it's extremely valuable for me as a marketer. I think in terms of getting the word out about something, in terms of learning information, asking questions, and kind of crowdsourcing help or answers.
Right.
But the downside is awful.
Right.
For, you know, like, you're one tweet away
Right.
from something going yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're one tweet away from losing your job,
Right.
or your relationship, or your friend,
Right.
or
Sometimes.
from going viral for the wrong reason. It's like, I'm very like, when I'm tweeting, I always look at it like, okay, let me make sure this
Right.
says what I want it to say.
Right.
So that even if it's misconstrued, I've removed as much of the ambiguity, ambiguity of it as I can, because I don't want somebody to read it and be like, he's trying to say, and I'm like, that's not at all what I meant. But it's too late now. Now you got 3,000 retweets. And it's like, it's over with.
Screenshotted it, reposted it.
Yeah, like, so I think there's way more downside. And with relationships, man, I think you find yourself, men and women, looking at other people. I mean, that's the nature of social media, right? You're on there to see other people. And you're seeing what they're doing, how they're doing it, when they're doing it, how much they spent, the vacations they went on, the hotel they stayed in, and you're like doing the comparison, the contrast and comparison, right? And like, why his, and you can't start that with your woman. You can't start well, so-and-so's girlfriend or so-and-so's wife did this. And you don't, because the minute she say, well, her husband,
Yeah.
It's different.
and you're like, I don't want to have this talk no more. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
He's probably not doing that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now you're doing that, man. And I think there's way more downside than upside.
I think for like business it's helpful, but for personal it definitely, can take a hit. 'Cause, it's like, why you not following me? Why you not posting me? It's just always something when it comes to personal. A lot of people use their social media for like, mostly business or whatever.
Yeah, but if I had to weigh it, it'd be like, it's a 3 or 4 on the positive scale, but it's like a negative 10 on the negative. So it's like,
I can dig that.
the average of it is still like,
still down.
it's a trick bag.
Yeah, because it's hard for people to even interact in person. It seems like you go to.
And that's the other part of it. Yeah, like it's killing. People talk in Twitter now, or like talk and they communicate like they communicate online, and like, and that leads to shitty communication. Like, I can see that in my kids and their friends. It's like, when my daughter, she did a big birthday party for her when she turned 17. Actually, she turned 17, and I noticed they were all at the table together on their phones. I'm like, yo, we did this big dinner. 15 of your friends, all of y'all are on the phone. And I'm like, what's happening? So the communication is terrible, but also like, I don't know, man. Like it's limited us where people can't interact in person. You know, I don't know. Negative for me. I would say, yeah, I ain't really with it.
I get it. All right, last but certainly not least. Now, this question can be answered from the perspective of maybe giving advice. You know, how long do you think is a proper amount of time to wait before you go in on a butt grab on like a date? Somebody that you like, somebody that you might want to bring home to mom. Like, say, you know, you was giving advice to a young man. What would you say is a good amount of time to wait before you go in for the butt grab?
Second date. First date, see, here's the thing. You can't do it on the first date because then you seem way too eager.
Right.
What you have to do, though, is kind of do the, like, thigh thing.
Right.
Just kind of hit here.
Right.
And see where she goes. If she kind of, like, cool,
Hot, cold,
you all right. But if she kind of leans away from it, you... See,
Slow
you didn't
down.
go, but you didn't go too far.
Right.
Where she's like, oh, he's a total.
Not violated.
But she let you know a little too soon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think thigh, first date, thigh, right here on the side, right in between on that seam.
Don't go
And
past it.
yeah, do not go past that seam.
Don't need to
then-
yourself.
Yeah, you know, let her kind of, you know,
Control
let you know
the
that that's
vibe.
cool.
Right.
If she lets you know it's cool, you can go for a second date.
Right.
That's
Second
why.
date.
Now, if I met her at Magic City, slap that ass on the first night.
It depends.
Maybe. One thing
If she's working
one
on
thing
that.
you should know about strippers is not for whatever reason. But they don't want to be strippers when they leave. The oddest thing. It's
I
like,
want to be held now.
you know what I'm saying? It's like an employee at any other job. It's
Right.
like I ain't at work. I'm not at work right now, so
You went and stripped for all of them. Now you got home, you can't strip for
there you
me?
go. They don't like. Oh man,
Hell
trust me.
no.
As a person that's dated strippers, and a person who knows a bunch of people who have dated strippers,
Oh, I need money, huh?
I got partners who dated masseuses. You think they want to give massages when they're not working?
That's crazy.
They do not. You'd be sadly mistaken if you date a masseuse and think free massages.
It is, because I don't even eat cereal when I'm not here. So.
There you go.
I definitely stopped
There you
eating
go.
cereal.
Right.
There you go, man. So
My wife gets down on me about photo shoots.
Right.
see, yeah. See, you be shooting photos of people then when the family need an Easter shoot.
You
Right.
be like, all right, man.
Yeah. Some enthusiasm about it.
Yeah, you don't want to do the airplane for the baby no more. That's for other people's babies. For yours, you're like, come on.
Say cheese, let's go.
on,
You got 3 more minutes and I'm going to play the
You're
game.
right, yeah. Man, that's how people do, man.
Straight up. All right, so we'll get into the cereal review portion of this show. Let me see that box. All right. We got IHOP mini pancake cereal, blueberry and syrup in the building. I don't think I guess we're coming through Nick Love and having cereal with us. That's me. We got a 0 to 5 bowl rating system.
Oh.
Half and wholes. What do you rate IHOP mini pancake cereal?
Me personally, I'm gonna give it 1.5.
Damn.
I didn't love it at all.
Whoa.
They're easy not to love. Let me tell you.
Look, mine been sitting in the milk for a little while. Let me see.
It's still hard.
We're all going hard. It's a little crunch to it.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's not
I got to
good.
reevaluate mine.
Nah, they
What was you gonna give it?
Yeah, let's see. What
You
is
said
it?
1.2?
I said 1.5. 1.5.
Sheesh. I thought they were magically delicious.
Really?
But
You gonna give it a 5?
no, because they were rocks. They definitely hurt. My gums are bleeding. All that.
I'd never eat these again.
Never
Nah.
mayonnaise sandwich.
You rather eat a mayonnaise sandwich before you eat that?
Oh, is that the test? Is that y'all test?
Wow, he ate them.
I think I'd rather have a mayonnaise sandwich.
I'll give him a 0.
I never thought about it.
He ate them.
No, I've had worse cereal, but this is down there too. This
Hey
is
man,
bottom
wow.
tier. This is a bottom tier cereal. This is a bottom tier cereal.
I thought it was a 3.
Really? That's
Yeah,
rather high.
because they're very delicious. They are very rough. You could do many things with these. You know, have a rock fight. I don't know.
I mean, I'm willing to go as high as a 2.
Pancakes.
You said a mayonnaise sandwich. I was like, you were gonna go down to like a 0 or half a bowl.
I mean, mayonnaise got a bad rap.
I mean,
It needs better PR.
Just mayonnaise and bread.
Mayonnaise needs a better
nice
publicist.
thick scoop.
Mayonnaise has gotten a terrible rap.
Miracle Whip.
White people. Listen,
They
man,
did too much.
There's a lot. Mayonnaise has a long, sordid history in a Black Lives Matter era. And mayonnaise really is a lot better than people give it credit for.
I honestly sneak it on a lot of my sandwiches.
See? See what I'm saying? Secretly, black people like mayonnaise.
We just don't say it openly.
Secretly, black people, listen, man, white people don't let black people fool y'all. They like
Y'all
mayonnaise.
ain't looking. We say
Go to Publix. Go to Publix
Can I get a
and see
light
how much
mayo?
mayonnaise Publix subs go through
Right.
in a black area. They run through mayonnaise every day.
Easy.
Come on now, like. What you get? So you gave it a 3.
3. I think I'm gonna have to go because I didn't like them even that much. So I'm gonna be good because maybe one day they want to sponsor something. I'm gonna say 1.
They gonna come with me.
Damn, 1. I gave it a 1.5.
Yeah,
I even was able to go to 2.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna let you go to.
Golly.
You really want to, but I think 1.5 is very reasonable for these.
These guys are critics.
I'm trying to think how they could have what could they have done to make it better?
They could have made them softer. I mean, less batter.
Softer like what?
Because they clearly put these in the
Like,
oven.
give me like another cereal that they could have like duplicated that would have made this make sense. I think they did what they needed to do for what
blueberry.
they
They should be
trying to
more
sell.
like hollow, like the Cocoa Puffs. They should be able to be just crunch.
You know what? That's a good idea, for sure.
I think they should have went with a different flavor.
I was just gonna
What's
say
the-
that.
like
The Cookie
something-
Crisp.
What's the more traditional pancake flavor? Like blueberry and traditional pancakes, like the regular standard Jones without
You know
the
what?
blueberry.
Some regular pancake flavor
Yeah, that would
probably
be-
would have been better.
That's the only
With
thing I
the
like. 'Cause they
lighter,
kind of have that
hollow-
right here, the buttermilk.
Yeah, the buttermilk Jones. You
That's
know
the
the
only ones I
buttermilk
like.
Jones.
Buttermilk
This
pancakes.
It's these
would've
blueberry
been
crumbles
the move.
that made it hard. This was like
Nah,
fucking.
the whole thing was hard.
Yeah, that whole thing was.
Pause.
That was yeah. Buttermilk.
buttermilk.
Buttermilk. Buttermilk pancake.
Buttermilk these Jones and make them more like little pancakes. They don't have to be so perfect. Like make the machine imperfect. Make them like 3 different shapes.
You want the at the crib pancakes.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta do pancake. I mean, if you're gonna do cereal.
I mean, pancakes and milk go together, but that was.
If you're gonna do cereal, you should have gave it a little bit more. I think that's just marketing. So it's
Shouts out.
I
it works.
Breakfast at Marnie's would have
Big
got
steak.
it right. They would've got it right.
Absolutely. So let us know if we're tripping or if you love these or if you hate these in the comments. What did you think about IHOP mini pancake cereal? Have you had a chance to try these, the blueberry Jones? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let us know. I guess we're coming through once again. Nick Love, make sure you guys are following Monday
right.
morning marketing. If you need to get some marketing ideas, make sure you're tuning in on Fanbase. I gotta get back in there. I'm gonna be in there this Monday.
Come on in there,
Yeah,
man.
I'm in there.
on
I
in
might
there.
even speak. I don't have nothing to say, but I might even say something. So you guys make sure you following us at Big Balls Paws on all social media, including Fanbase. Straight up.
right.
And, we out here. See you guys maybe next week or the week after.
Peace. Jesus eat Cheerios.
The devil does too.